what's going on, everybody? Jason Williams here, and today I'm going to be talking about what we love to talk about is business credit. So in the music business, it's very, very hard for us to find a way to get this, if you will, credit as a business. You have a lot of people who can do independent credit. Very few of them be in the position where they can actually leverage their independent credit because it may not be strong enough with one of the three credit bureaus, if not all three. And then another issue that they're going to have is that they have business credit, but they don't actually have, excuse me, personal credit, but they don't have actual business credit. So today I'm going to show you guys how to very easily get what's called a Duns number. For some of you may be aware of that. For others, you may not. We're going to talk about getting a Duns number, the benefit of a Duns number. I'm going to show you guys my general public profile for my company, which is very basic because unless you have an account with Duns, you're not going to be able to see all the information that they collect. But essentially, how to get that uh, profile created, how to manage and create that profile on a very basic level, because I won't be able to create one in real time with you. But we'll be able to show you some basic stuff behind the scenes. Then we're going to show you very quickly a strategy that you can start using today without spending any money outside of what you would get or money you would spend normally to get something, for example, like a phone or a digital mic recorder, like what we use. It's hard to see here. Digital mic recorder, like what we use when we do our live streams. These are things that you're going to buy anyway, things that you probably have or are looking at upgrading. And I'm going to show you guys how to use what you're going to spend money on anyway, without spending any additional money on how to get this set up and created quickly. So let's go ahead, dive into today's training. This month is all about creating the credit that you need to be able to operate as a business and be able to operate as a business successfully. So I'm going to do a quick screen share with you guys, and we're going to go ahead and dive into this training. So, all right, guys, now that we've done what we needed to do, you're going to see on your screen, or you should see on your screen, very easily something called Sweetwater. Sweetwater.com is a company that we personally use. I use for every single studio that I've owned and or created, managed, and or currently in my home studio right now, even though I have this digital background in my home screen right now, that I use from keyboards to consoles to monitor screens, everything that you need. And then I'm going to also show you guys how to manage very quickly at the end of this, how to utilize other third parties providers. Again, none of this is in any way, shape, or form paid solicitation. I don't get paid by any of these companies. I'm just giving you guys the 411 on how to do this because a lot of people keep this stuff secret. And because they keep it secret, it's one of those things that's very hard to understand. It's very hard to get someone to be openly honest, and someone, more importantly, to be able to walk you through it without giving you some kind of twisted angle. So here we are. Let's get it going. Let's start off with Dun and Bradstreet, though, because before we can even start talking about purchasing things, utilizing and or building credits with those companies. What we have to talk about is really how to leverage Dun and Bradstreet, how we're going to be able to leverage other platforms that we do. So let's look at Dun and Bradstreet. If you go here, you're going to be able to go to dnb.com. That's where I am right now. And that's going to take you to Dun and Bradstreet. If you type in Duns and then search DUNNS, or you type in Dun and Bradstreet, all one word like this, then you will be able to get to it. You're going to notice that when you come in, it's kind of weird. Dun and Bradstreet, in my personal opinion, does not do themselves justice with this website. It's just too convoluted, a little bit confusing. So I'm going to show you how to kind of navigate through this real quick so that you can understand what you're looking for. So you have your DUNS number. Everybody's going to need a DUNS number. DUNS number kind of acts as a like your social security number, but for your business. This is going to be what you're going to give on your credit reports, or your credit request for applications like credit cards, things of that nature, unless you use your social, because you don't have credit yet built with Dun& Bradstreet. But I'm going to show you guys how to start building that credit really easily. So that's what a DUNS number is in its most basic form. You have public profiles, third-party profiles, and all these other different services that you can go into. As you see, it's extremely complicated. Small business. When I go in here, do I want to look at analytics, business credit, or checking your credit? Well, if you haven't created an account, I can tell you right now, there's no credit. How to build your business, but it doesn't just come out and say, create a DUNS number, other than right here, which is far off on the right. get a Duns number. All right. Duns number lookup, update my company data, and then Duns Manager, which is their subscription service. It's about $240 to $300 a year to do it. And we're going to also talk about another company that will help you kind of alleviate the Duns reporting process, but you're still going to need it. So let's talk about the Duns. So you're going to click on get a Duns number. When you get a DUNS number, they're going to bring you to a page. You're going to get this automated bot chat to start wanting to talk with you. I do recommend that you read through this page. They explain in very good detail on this page the 1, 2, 3, 4s of how to get that DUNS number. They even give you some frequently asked questions that are going to come up and a timeline of what it takes to do it, because it takes about a month to get that DUNS number. All right. And then right there, you're going to be able to move through. Now, does it cost you to get a DUNS number? No, there is no cost to get a DUNS number, but there is a cost to get their services, which is going to be something you need if you're going to be actively and aggressively building credit and or applying for like grants. Um, let's say a federal business account, right? Something like that, so that you can get federal contracts. This is going to be how you would do it, and you would need a profile created for them and a managed profile, which is going to cost you about $300 a year. Okay, unless you pay monthly, it's like 49, 50 bucks a month. It's going to cost you a lot more. So it's just easier to do the yearly subscription. And then, of course, they're going to give you their contact number down here. So this is on a basic level what a DUNS number is. It's your fingerprint to your business. That's going to be like your social security number. You use it for everything. And then by doing so, you're registered. Now, if you looked at Mad Money March, we talked about creating a business. It's very imperative. And now you kind of understand why Mad Money March videos, that 4-part series, was so important with this next series that we're talking about, which is your credit, right? Because if you don't create everything on that foundation, then you can't start putting in rooms to your house and building your mansion, if you will, of your business profile in the public. So you need to watch Mad Money March, all 4 series. That 4 series part is going to give you everything you need to know. It's going to explain how to get you in a position so that now you can create a free Duns account. Then when you're ready, you can set up a profile with them and start paying them the subscription fee. Essentially, they're like your private investigator of your company. What they're going to do is make sure that all your information is getting reported correctly. You're going to be able to work with them. They're very friendly to work with, by the way, in my experience. And they're going to be able to help maintain and show you tricks and tips on how to build your credit profile stronger and faster. So that's the advantage of paying for it versus trying to figure it out. But if you're in a position, which most people are, they just don't have, $400, $300 to go throw around. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a free account here. Okay. Once you create this free account, then what you're going to go ahead and do is very, very simply here. Give me a moment, guys. I'm going to let some people into the chat room here. All right. Um, there we go. All right. So I got them let in. So what you're going to go ahead and do is very easily go to something called Better Business Bureau. I know most of you guys have heard of this stuff, but let's just act as if we haven't. I mean, let's go through it. Type in BBB on your Google search. You're going to come to bbb.org, and you're going to be able to go to the Better Business Bureau. Now, Better Business Bureau is the same thing, except they're like your private investigator. So if someone wants to know if you do good business, if someone wants to know reviews about your business outside of your Google profile for your business, which most people do not create, but we'll talk about that in another date. But if someone wants to kind of know if you are a good standing business, if you have good credit as a business on an all around general purpose, you don't have debt, you don't have the state or the IRS looking for your business or under investigation. These are really important things to know because when I do business with new people, I go through these processes to find out if they're the type of person we want to do business with and if they're even meeting the qualifications of what we considered our business standards, right? I don't want to get tied up into doing business with someone and immediately kind of connected to whatever litigation they're connected with just because we're doing business with them for a film. Maybe that film is in the process of being sued. Well, you might want to know that. BBB's job is to verify that and give you a score from an A plus to an F. And depending on obviously where your score is, you're going to be able to see the derogatory marks. So, for example, you're going to need to create a free Better Business Bureau profile. You can do that very easily by coming in and utilizing this toolbar on the far right that we showed you, and you can do this and create your profile. The easiest way, in my personal opinion, to do a BBB and to do a Dun& Bradstreet, because both of these are free, you're going to need both of them, is just contact the company at their 800 help number, and a representative will work with you, and they're going to bend over backwards to help you get it set up, because they understand that once you get it set up and they can show you the value of their services and the need that you're going to need as a business to have these profiles created, most people are going to pay for the services, providing they're able to. And the good thing is BBB and Dun& Bradstreet do have payment options where they could break it down. I don't know if Dun& Bradstreet still offers that, but I know BBB does give you an ability to spread the payments out. And I'm pretty positive Dun& Bradstreet does too. So you do have that option. Just remember that if you do that, it is going to cost you a little bit more in the long run, but they're giving you credit line essentially. And then that also reports to your credit. Okay. So it's giving you a credit line to kind of build with them and essentially trust. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to just kind of very quickly show you guys my company's information. So we just type in Dayton, Ohio. All right. There it is. And then we'll type in the lower bill company. There we are. And then when you hit this search, you'll see that we've got a 5 out of 5 star reviews. We've got our company basic information listed here. And then we're an A plus business. That's what everyone wants to know. And how long have we been an A plus business? Since 2016. How many years has our business been around? 22 years, right? So right away, you can tell we're a legitimate business. We're real. We've got some photos up. We've got contact information up, some basic bio information about us and our company, and then some of the reviews that can be read about our company and responses that we can do. All right. So that we've replied to them with. So that's the imperative reason that you need a BBB account. And the same thing if you were to go to Dun& Bradstreet, looks like there we go. All right. I tried to open up some tabs to get us kind of going. So now we've got Dun& Bradstreet set up. What you're going to be able to look at is our Dun & Bradstreet account. Lower bill company again is here. It's got a website, basic information. Now they're going to try to get you to sign up. So they're not going to give you all the information that you saw on BBB, but again, you're going to see all our information and it's going to say locked, 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 locked. So if you have an account or a subscription with them, then you can now unlock those features and be able to see it. And then again, they're going to show you, different styles of their plans to get started with to try to help you, um, purchase or find a reason to purchase their services. Again, that's going to be up to you. But again, you're going to be able to see all this basic information. My name is Jason Williams. I'm the owner of the company. There's only one president of the company, self-owned and created, operated with a small group of individuals. But all that information will be visible when you go inside here. And we only have one close industry peer with all of the different services that we provide in the niches that we're in. So now that I've shown you how to and where to go to get your Dun & Bradstreet account, I'm going to scroll back up to the top. All right. So we've talked about Dun & Bradstreet. We've now talked about the Better Business Bureau. All right. And I've showed you guys that we have the same services that, I'm telling you about. Again, I'm not advertising for them. What I am doing, though, is telling you that you're going to need this eventually. So it's better to start it sooner than later, because the sooner you start it, the more things can be reported and created into your profile, and the stronger your profile will be. All right. So there is fees for both the Better Business and Dun & Bradstreet. Altogether, I think you're going to be spending about 500 to 600 a year for these two services. But it's just one of those business service fees that you're going to have to build into your business. You could break it over term if you choose to, but either way it goes, you're going to need it. So start budgeting for this if you haven't already. You can create free accounts though. They just don't give you all the detailed information. So now that we've talked about that, let's talk about Sweetwater. And I'm going to show you guys how to start building credit. So I've showed you guys two accounts that you're going to need. Now what I've showed you is how to create those two accounts just by simply looking up their contact information, contacting the companies. They'll tell you to go into the website. They'll show you the exact steps, and then they'll walk you through the setup process and or application over the phone. And that's the fastest, easiest way to do it versus trying to search through the billion of of links that they have throughout their accounts and their pages, and really trying to understand it. The good thing is when you get them created, you will get your own manager that you can work with if you have an account with them. So that's one good thing. So they're very easy to manage and keep up to date. So now that you've got your credit and like company review accounts, these are, you know, now we no longer have the white pages, right? And the yellow pages. We don't have um, you know, ways to physically go out and search this information. So the new way of searching this information and verifying the company now is by doing Dun and Bradstreet and BBB. I can't emphasize it enough. I'm going to get off the soapbox here in a second, but you need to create your free account if you don't have it. Okay. But you will need a business in order to create these accounts. So that's why last month's, Mad Money March was all about making your money, make money, showing you how to network in certain phases, showing you how to create and build a business, where to go, with some different pages and processes to go through to create your business. That's why last month was so important, because you need that information in order to move forward in this month's training, which is building your credit. So we just showed you Dun and Bradstreet's for your credit, how to get that set up. BBB is going to be like your background check so people can verify and vet your business without having to go through the state website. If you do what we did last month, you'll also have your state website account set up, and people can type in your company or your business during the state lookup, and they can also find out what the state is saying. So essentially, you've now given your entire profile to the general public, and you're going to be able to be verified, vetted very, very quickly and very, very easily, which is very important when you're talking about doing business with people from other states or large companies, entities. They want to know that they're dealing with professionals, and that's how they're going to do it. So now that you have Sweetwater.com open, Sweetwater.com is a really cool company. I mean, if you're a producer, and or just generally into the business of entertainment, specifically in the performance side of things, then this is going to be a really cool site for you to use. There's other sites that you can do this with, but I'm just going to talk about this as a producer myself, and how to get in here. So, like, let's say we wanted to come into studio recording, and you need a computer, for example, or you're a songwriter, performer, film producer, things of that nature. Computers are going to be something that all of us are going to need, right? So you can come in here, you can choose desktops. They have very, very sweet custom created. We actually have one in our studio right here on this rack. And it is a creation station. Again, I don't get paid by Sweetwater. I'm just telling you guys what we've used. However, we also have Mac and other studios that we work with. So you can do Mac or PC. Caution though, if you do Mac, Mac will not let you spread out your payments. You have to pay it all up front. So a lot of people will do custom created PCs because they can spread the payment out over time. And if you take your time and build them, tell them what you want inside the computer, you can also upgrade the computer and make it just as strong as a Mac. So, go your route, choose the option you want, to each its own, but just ways to do it. So in this particular case, let's just choose desktop, so that way I can actually walk you guys through how to build your credit using it. So we all know we need a computer. Let's say we wanted a desktop. Let's say, we go with any version. It doesn't really matter. The only time it's going to matter is this information down here. If you want 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes, right? If you want 4 terabytes or 20 terabytes, I don't know. Whatever you're building into your computer, they have different versions and different series that you can do. They have demo savings from their store location, that's in Fort it's in no, I was about to say Evansville. It's in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So, you can go in here, guys, and go to their store also. I like doing it online. It's a little easier, simpler. Everything's very right in front of me, and I can see their entire catalog versus taking a trip and kind of being rushed in time, depending on what my time availability is. So, you do this, you'll get a dedicated manager that you can work with. For example, this gentleman on the bottom right that you guys see, but you'll get a dedicated representative to work directly with when you create your free account, and you'll be able to do that. So now let's say you decide to purchase this computer. When you purchase this computer, you're going to say, oh, I'm going to save some money because I want the demo savings. I'm saving about $600 just doing that, using a demo computer. And then, let's say you want to add in some other stuff. You can read about the product and all that down here. So let's say you want this computer, you're going to go ahead, add it to your cart. When you do that, it's going to go ahead, add it to the cart. then you're going to be able to come down here. If there's things that you've looked at in the past, you'll be able to look at it here. So let's just say we want to buy this one product though. Okay. Now, mind you, if you've not done business with them, they're not going to allow you to do a large purchase right up front. You got to build credit with them. So what I would recommend is if you're going to buy a computer, start with something small. All right. So let's just say you come in here and you need a pair of headphones. All right. Now you could do a pair of headphones, and let's say you want Bose. I don't know. All right. Alrighty, here we go. So you can come in here and do bows. Let's go ahead and organize this by least amount to high amount. Now, there's a reason I'm doing this. I'm going to explain this here to you guys in a second. Again, I'm trying to teach you how to get the credit so that you can build credit, all right, without doing anything special. Has to be $100 or more in your purchase in order to get free shipping. So, what you're going to want to do is let's just say, you know, this is all right. I did this as gift shopping when I first started. So I had family members, right, that wanted stuff. So what I did is, let's say my loved one, my wifey, right, your boo boo. What you're gonna go ahead and do is purchase a pair of headphones. Very easy. Add them to your cart. Okay. Now that you got it to your cart, what you're going to do is you're going to notice where it'll give you the option to pay it all up front or three easy payments. Do the three easy payments. Now, this is the catch. They're going to charge you $15 to give you the credit line, but that's it. All right. That's it. So you'll pay $15 to be able to break this over term. There's no penalty for early payoff. All right. So you can pay this off early. The only thing you have to pay when you do this up front is the first month's payment, which is divided down in three. All right. And then whatever the taxes are. All right. Now, as you start building the credit line, that number will adjust, that formula will adjust, because we can do like, I think, $20,000 at a time with Sweetwater. But they'll only let us carry on a monthly budget rollover, I think like 1,000 or 5,000, something like that. But they only let us carry over but so much each month to break it into a 6-month payment. So your representative will tell you that. So obviously, if you're only able to do, let's just say 1,000, that 6,000 you could carry on a 6-month payment, and then the rest of it's going to have to be paid up front. All right. So the higher the card is, the way your numbers will kind of change. So just be mindful of that. But this initial charge, which is $10 for 3 months, $15 if you do 6 months. All right. Once you build up credit, you'll start being able to do that, but you got to be able to build credit. So, try to purchase something small first. Then, once you've paid that off or you purchased it, come back and do a 3-month pay. Then after you did a 3-month pay, then do a 6-month pay. And that's going to be when you purchase your big stuff. All right. Now, these are all things that you're probably going to use or need anyway, depending on which type of business you're in. If you don't need it and you just need to build credit somewhere very easily, use this as your shopping cart for Christmas. All right. And buy somebody some headphones, buy somebody, I mean, there's anything, home audio electronics, for example. You can come in here and maybe you got somebody who's a DJ, or you want to put a home theater system in your home, right? Well, now you could do that. Just buy this and put it in there, right? I'm just throwing out examples. But shop with a content and idea of purpose in mind. So the first purchase you're going to do, if you're new to this process, it's going to be something small. You just need to be able to show them that I can buy it and I will pay it back. All right. And you don't want to have a big one because it's going to be harder to get it, and if not impossible to get, depending on your credit score with them, because they're going to run a soft pull, which means it doesn't hit your credit, but they are going to check to see where you are when you run a credit line. So if your credit's not there yet, you need to be able to show them that you have credit and that you're a continuing customer with them. The way to do that is a small purchase, 3 months purchase, 6-month purchase, and build it. So it may take you up to 9 months before you can get to a 6-month credit line with them or a 3-month credit line. But once you do that, okay, they're going to give you receipts that you've paid, right? So within I believe 3 or 6 months, you have to report that to Dun and Bradstreet. So you're going to, once you pay this off, and you can't use it as a one-time payoff. It has to be a 3-month or a 6-month payoff. All right. So once you've done that, you're going to take the receipts from your 3 months, the initial receipt and the payment completion of those 3 months, and then you're going to take that and report it back to Dun& Bradstreet. Okay. Now that you got your free account, you should be able to log in and upload it. But if you don't know how to do it, you can always call them. All right. And they'll tell you how to do that. So now you can report that you're using credit with Sweetwater. All right. And that you're paying it off. All right. Now, when you do a 6 months, I know I said 3 month or 6 months. It depends. They've changed it or not changed it. I haven't used this feature. I just report it every month. But if you have a 6 month, then every month you're just going to report it. So that way you never fall into that 3 month or 6 month failure window. You're just going to show that we have a credit line with Sweetwater. We're paying off on time and we have no negatory or derogatory remarks with Sweetwater because we've been paying it off on time. And by doing that, you will build for free, all right, your credit report on Dun & Bradstreet because you don't have a paid for account. But if you have a paid for account, it gives you even more power. Same thing with the Better Business Bureau, but Better Business Bureau doesn't report your credit. But you can then take the updated information from Dun & Bradstreet, contact your rep at BBB, and then provide that, and it will also help to report as an A plus business who pays off its debt, who has used Sweetwater as a leveraging point at $100 or more purchase transactions to be able to get access to all of this. So now you have a credit line where you will eventually be able to purchase hundreds of, I shouldn't say hundreds, but hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars of product, breaking it into 6 month payments at the max, 3 months at the least, or in the middle, and at least paying it all up front. But essentially, you're going to build credit with them. They're going to become your shopping point as a producer or music studio. And then you're going to report all of your transactions back to Dun & Bradstreet. You're going to take the updated Dun & Bradstreet, which takes about 30 days. You're going to update that with your rep at BBB. And now BBB will be able to pull that and see it, verify it, because you'll have the receipts already, which means they don't need to do any research. And you can add it to your A plus score to maintain, a credibility worthiness line. All right. Now, how do you create an account with Sweetwater? Very easily. You're just going to go over here. You're going to go ahead, click on create your account. When you click on create your account, you're going to get brought to a page that looks like this. You're going to create a password, create an email that you're going to use. This email and password, though, should match the email and password to your BBB and should match, I shouldn't say password, but email to BBB and email to Dun & Bradstreet. I would have each one of these as individual passwords. Okay. Don't use this password for this password for this password because if this one gets hacked or this one gets hacked, then they've got access to all your stuff. So use different passwords. Cool feature that's set up now is you can do the suggest password strong if you're logged into your Google account and set it up to your Google account and then do like two-step verification processes anytime someone wants to access that information to kind of make it harder to get hacked into. But I like doing this, and then I will take kind of like this password here, and then when I use that password, I'll add like one more character at the end, whether it's a number, whether it's a special character, whatever. And in that way, you know, Google's generated it, but it's not Google's password still. It's my password in some fashion. And then of course you don't even if you don't want to keep all that, you can take all that out and make this your password, right? And then you just save it once you put your email in. Now, the cool thing is when you do that most of the time, your generated password will work for you. It'll meet all the requirements, and you can continue and create your account. I already have an account, so I'm not going to create one. But again, just another way to do your accounts. So today we are going to recap at this. We're at 31 minutes. I know this is not the most exciting video, but what I just showed you is something that will last you the life of your business in your lifetime. Unless, if you were to die before you close your business, this is going to last you forever. This is probably some of the most important information I could give to any of you out there in this business, which is, how to create your business using Mad Money March philosophy, and then coming into April and how to build credit. All right. I cannot emphasize how important this process is. Okay. You have to have it, guys. So Dun & Bradstreet, free account. BBB, free account. If you pay both of those, then you can log into your account As you guys saw, I showed you my BBB profile. I showed you my Dun& Bradstreet profile. So you can create your two accounts. But if you don't want to pay the fees, just create the free account. All right. But either way it goes, you need to create at least a free account of these two, Dun& Bradstreet, BBB. If you don't have credit or companies that you work with on a credit revolving process, then Sweetwater is a good place to go, especially if you just use it for like Christmas shopping versus just going to Walmart or something like that. Purchase it through your business account. And then, the difference is if you're not using it for business, you can't write it off. All right. But if you're going to spend that money, you might as well make your money work for you in some way, shape, or form. Why not do it this way? So you can charge it, run it as a business, and then all you're going to do is if you purchase it through your business account, fund the money from your personal account to your business account as a capital contribution. That means you're purchasing it yourself. And then you don't have to write it off on your credit and you can gift it out. Right. So that's how you do it. You can purchase it back and forth that way. Just very, very, very specific on how you move your money and make sure to notate everything. Um, you know, uh, so that way, if you're moving it off of your company books as a personal item, you're not, falling into issues with the IRS. So just make sure you make a notation in whatever your ledger is. And if you guys are using Hurdler, you will be able to do that notation in your account because I gave you guys access to the Hurdler company information on my last video of four of my Matt Money March presentations. So, this right here is how you get it. This is how you do it. And at this particular point, this is going to be a short live stream. But at this particular point, I've kind of given you guys everything you need to be able to make the most out of everything that you have. So I hope that this will um, empower you guys. I hope this is going to help you get the credit that you need and build credit that you need. Again, you don't have to have credit for $200,000 worth credit line. But damn, it would be nice to be able to have a $5,000, $15,000, $20,000 credit line. And when you need something or you want to go for a business deal or you want to make a large investment into your company, you have the ability to leverage that credit to be able to spread your payments and essentially be able to keep more money in your business account, which is going to also affect, your loan availability, things of that nature. What I'm showing you guys right now is a very important trick that a mentor taught me a long, long time ago, which is leveraging your credit, not your money. All right. And then being able to use other monies to filter in opportunities to your business without filling up and taking up your credit line immediately up front. So I hope this helps you guys. If you got questions, hit me up in the message box, like and subscribe. I'm going to keep dropping knowledgeable information videos to you guys. Some are going to be about how to produce music, for example, if we're coming in here and I'm deciding to play some of these other instruments, I've got instruments in here I'm going to be showing you guys how to do. We've got a keyboard over here. If I were to take off my screen, I've got all kinds of stuff. I'm going to show you guys how to produce, mix, master, do all kinds of stuff. I'm going to bring in guests for you guys. But before we get into that, it's very, very, very imperative that each and every one of us have a foundation. And that foundation is our business. That foundation is understanding how to leverage and build and create credit. That foundation is then turned into our next step. And our next step would be, getting into the business and into the space of business and network. That's why I want you guys right now joining us on Midi Innovation and leveraging that network and building those connections and getting those gig opportunities so that you have the money and the process and the ability to do the steps that I'm showing you today. I hope this helps out, guys. Take care. Give me your feedback and your comments. I'll try to make these videos as interesting as I can. I know, again, this is not the most interesting video, but if you watched it from front to back, I think you will agree. I've shown you guys something that's really, really unique and something that some of you, if not a large majority of you, have probably never done, probably didn't even know you can do it. So now you've got a little bit of more octane in your fuel, if you will, to help you run and grow your business faster and make money on a bigger scale, apply for bigger projects and contracts, and be able to outbid and present yourself in a better light than mass majority of your competition, which means you will get the nod before they will. And you throw in your talent and there's no sky's the limit. So you guys take care, be safe, and I will talk to you next Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, same time, same channel. Peace.